I am 67 years old this year. This experience happened when I was 28 years old. I grew up in a Christian family. When I was a child, I always believed in the existence of God. I knew that I was created by God. I experienced something later on that changed my future life. My husband died in a car accident. My relationship with his mother also became very strained. Because I was driving the car. Although she didn't say it directly, I could feel that she kept blaming me for making her lose her only son. She also passed away the 3rd year after my husband died. This is one of the things I regret, because in the final stages, our relationship was not very good. My husband's departure hit me hard and my life was plunged into darkness. I often miss my time with him, and every time I think about it I weep. I don't know what my life will be like in the future. I suffer from high blood pressure. One day, I felt tightness in my chest and had great difficulty breathing. I felt like I was dying and I was rushed to the hospital. When I woke up in the hospital bed, the nurse who took care of me was surprised. The nurse told me that when I arrived at the hospital, my heart stopped and it took about 10 minutes for it to come back. I spent the whole day in the rehabilitation center. I asked her, "Why is my throat so sore?" She explained, "I had been on a ventilator." I said to her, "I was dead." She looked at me in surprise. I immediately smiled and replied, "I remember everything and it was wonderful." She said, "Come on, tell me what it was like," with curiosity in her voice. I said, "There were 2 doctors and 3 nurses in the operating room, and one of the nurses was wearing glasses. The floor of the operating room was white and green tiles, and she knew the patient had lost consciousness before entering the operating room. I saw it from a different perspective." She opened her mouth in surprise. At the moment my heart stopped, I remember clearly, I left my body. I could feel the emotions of the others in the room. I could feel the anesthesiologist's heartbeat and could tell he was nervous. He was supposed to be a trainee doctor. Then, everything went black. I put my hands in front of my eyes and I couldn't see my hands. I knew I was still standing and that I hadn't walked out of the hospital room. It was just that everything went black. There was no sound in this darkness, and I couldn't feel anything with me. It wasn't scary, and I wasn't worried. Just then, in the darkness, a door was opened. When I put my hand on the doorknob, I felt like I was going back to my own home. When I opened the door, the room was pure white. When I looked up at the ceiling, I saw a blue sky, which was even more beautiful here. I hadn't even seen a sky like this before. There were some birds flying across the sky. I suddenly wanted to see other places. I knew I was dead, and I just wanted to see my husband again. That's what I was thinking. Suddenly, I appeared in a place full of love. I saw someone walking toward me. It was my husband. I felt joy and happiness. Although he didn't have a body, I could feel that it was him. He was a white ball of energy and we swirled around each other and we hugged each other. We talked a lot. But I can't recall those conversations now. We spent a lot of time together and shared a lot of things we wanted to talk about. Right after I woke up, most of the memories were gone. I guess we shouldn't remember these things or a chain reaction will occur. While this knowledge is important, the process each of us goes through is more important to each of us than the outcome. We can't get straight answers and ignore the process. During our reunion, I also saw my grandmother who passed away. What surprised me the most, my husband's mother came to greet me as well. We did not have a good relationship, although I showed her great respect. She always had the feeling that I had killed her son. She resented me for that. During this experience, we somehow came to a reconciliation. My husband told me that my time was not up and that I had to go back and finish my mission. As much as I wanted to be with him, I had to go back to Earth. With that, I returned to my body. A few hours later, I woke up in the recovery room. I knew that this experience was a gift from God. Because of it, I had let go of unnecessary mental burdens. Although I didn't see God, I could feel Him, and He loves everyone.